I want to talk to you about the National Motor Vehicle Title Information System. Any person in California selling a motor vehicle, including licensed dealers, must obtain a National Motor Vehicle Title Information System report, sometimes it's called a NMVIS report, for any used vehicle offered for sale, and must display a warning on the vehicle when the report indicates the vehicle has a branded title. I want to repeat that very important statement. Any person in California selling a motor vehicle, including licensed dealers, must obtain a National Motor Vehicle Title Information System report for any used vehicle offered for sale and must display a warning on the vehicle when the report indicates the vehicle has a branded title. If a National Motor Vehicle Title Information System report indicates any brand on the title, you must display the following text on 4 by 5-inch red sticker on the vehicle, and the text must clearly state, "Warning. According to a vehicle history report issued by the National Motor Vehicle Title Information System, this vehicle has been reported as a total loss vehicle by an insurance company, has been reported into NMVIS as junk or salvage reporting safety and or condition of the vehicle. Because of its history as a junk, salvage, or title branded vehicle, the manufacturer's warranty or service contract on this vehicle may be affected. Ask the dealer to see a copy of the NMVIS Vehicle History Report. You may independently obtain a report by checking NMVIS online at vehiclehistory.gov. So it must display that exact text. You must also provide a copy of the National Motor Vehicle Title Information System report to the customer at the time of the sale, although recreational vehicles and motorcycles are actually exempt from this law. Let's go in depth and explain the history of how the National Motor Vehicle Title Information System actually works. The National Motor Vehicle Title Information System is a nationwide government title database that was basically created to prevent the sale of stolen vehicles. It will protect states and consumers from fraud. It reduces the use of stolen vehicles in criminal enterprises and provides consumer protection from unsafe vehicles. The official website can be found at vehiclehistory.gov, as you're going to see on your screen right there. The United States Department of Justice is responsible for oversight and implementation of the National Motor Vehicle Title Information System. The Anti-Car Theft Act, which created the database, requires that the system be funded through user fees and is not dependent on any federal funds. That's why we must pay for the reports. The National Motor Vehicle Title Information System information made available to consumers is from state motor vehicle agency records and entire sectors such as insurance, auto recyclers, junk, salvage companies, as opposed to purchasing information from specific businesses or companies. Entities that report to the National Motor Vehicle Title Information System are required to provide specific information. NMVIS is intended to serve as a reliable source of title and brand history for automobiles, which helps consumers make informed decisions before purchasing a used vehicle. However, there are certain pieces of vehicle history data that the National Motor Vehicle Title Information System does not contain. For example, a vehicle's repair history. Businesses that provide the required reporting on junk and salvage vehicles to the National Motor Vehicle Title Information System play an integral role in national efforts to prevent fraud, reduce theft, and potentially save the lives of consumers who might otherwise unknowingly purchase unsafe vehicles. Consumers on a daily basis use the data in a National Motor Vehicle Title Information Vehicle History Report to make better informed used car purchasing decisions. Likewise, law enforcement agencies across the country routinely access the NMVIS to assist local, state, and federal vehicle-related criminal investigations. To date, 47 million records have been reported to NMVIS by reporting entities. A National Motor Vehicle report will show the current and previous state of title data. It'll show the title issue date, the latest odometer data, theft history data, if there is any brand assigned to a vehicle, and a date applied to salvage history, including designations such as total loss, if there are any. The National Motor Vehicle Title Information System includes information on automobiles, buses, trucks, motorcycles, recreational vehicles, motorhomes, and tractors. The National Motor Vehicle Title Information System may not currently include commercial vehicles if those vehicles are not included in a state's primary database for title records. And in some states, those vehicles are managed by a separate agency, although these records may be added at a later time to the NMVIS database. Just how current is the information in the database? Currently, the data provided to the National Motor Vehicle Title Information System by states is provided in a variety of time frames. While some report and update NMVS data in real time, as soon as the title transaction occurs, others send updates less frequently, such as once every 24 hours within a period of days. Here you're going to see the home page of the National Motor Vehicle Title Information System. Before I show you a report that's generated by the National Motor Vehicle Title Information System, I want you to know two important benefits to dealers when running these reports. First, you're going to be protecting yourself when you're buying a vehicle to resell. Running reports before purchasing a vehicle from an individual will ensure you're not purchasing a stolen vehicle or a vehicle with an altered vehicle identification number, and it also ensures you're not purchasing a vehicle that has a lien. Unfortunately, some of your buyers will not be as honest as you. You might have a customer that's trading a vehicle and you ask them if they owe any money on the vehicle, and they might look you straight in the eye and say no. And then you run a NMVS report and it states the vehicle has a lien, then the customer does owe money on the vehicle. It protects you when you're buying a vehicle to resell. It can also add value to the vehicle when you're selling it, because you're going to be generating a very nice looking multicolor page report that I'm going to show you in a moment that may actually incentivize the customer to pay more for the vehicle. So you're protecting yourself when you're purchasing a vehicle to resell, and it may add value to the vehicle when you're reselling the vehicle. There are two very important benefits to you, the dealer. When you're purchasing a vehicle to sell, you'll need to ensure that it's not stolen or has an altered VIN. Some car thieves will actually rent a vehicle from a legitimate car rental agency. They'll take it there to a chop shop. They'll take the VIN off the dash and the VIN from the door jamb, and they'll replace them with fake VINs. Then they return the car to the rental agency. Then they will actually go out and steal an identical vehicle. They'll replace the VINs, and then you have a vehicle that appears to be a former rental vehicle. Another scenario I want to warn you about before I show you a report are stolen vehicles. A few years ago, there was a huge ATV theft ring in California. A group of thieves stole several boxed ATVs from several powersport dealers throughout California. They unboxed them and they sold them to other dealers throughout the entire country. Many dealers in some states will purchase ATVs without titles, which is very beneficial to motor vehicle thieves. Law enforcement officials from all over the country worked together to locate these stolen vehicles, and they were successful in locating the stolen ATVs. You're probably aware of what happens to a stolen vehicle when it is found. They are immediately confiscated. And unfortunately, law enforcement officials do not care who's purchased a vehicle that's been stolen. The vehicle always goes back to the original owner or the insurance company that has reimbursed the owner or given the payout. I'm sure no one who purchased these vehicles were able to gain any financial recourse from the persons that stole them that are probably still sitting in a California prison. So you need to ensure you're not purchasing a stolen vehicle. When you're running a report, you're going to click on the green check vehicle history button, and you're going to need to choose a vendor, but you are going to see a nice multicolor page report here after you run the report. The first thing you see on this report on the first page shows the year and the make and the model along with the VIN and the time the report is being generated. On the vehicle specifications line, you'll see the make, model, and the year. And now on this report, see where it says junk salvage total loss ? To the right, it says 0 reported incidents. This shows the vehicle has never been reported as junk, salvage, or a total loss. On the title information line, it shows 1 incident on this vehicle, which would mean the title has only been transferred 1 time. Next, you're going to see the odometer line with 1 event, which means the vehicle's odometer was recorded once on the title transfer. Just below, you're going to see the National Highway Traffic and Safety Administration has issued any recalls on the vehicle. As you can see, there have been no recalls on this specific vehicle. And just below this report shows the vehicle specifications. You're going to see the year where the vehicle was manufactured, along with the make, model, country of origin, the manufacturer, the vehicle type, and the vehicle class. At the bottom of this page, you're going to see that the vehicle has never been reported as junk, salvage, or as a total loss. This next page is a very important part of the report. At the top, you're going to see the date of the title transfer, the mileage appearing on the odometer at the time of the transfer, and the event. In this case, the vehicle was titled and registered at a state licensing agency. All state licensing agencies throughout the country are actually required to upload this data to the National Motor Vehicle Title Information System on a regular basis, so that's why these reports are so accurate. Just below, you're going to see any additional title information. Then what I feel is one of the most important parts of the reports, the title brand information. On this report, you will see multiple green checks. This shows the vehicle was never salvaged. It's never had flood damage. This is especially important when you think about all the hurricanes that have hit the United States in the past couple of years that have led to millions of vehicles setting underneath water all over the United States. For instance, Hurricane Harvey that hit the Texas Gulf Coast a few years ago resulted in 1.2 million vehicles setting in water. And if you can imagine throwing a computer into a bathtub for a couple of days and expect it to function properly, it's just the same as any motor vehicle that is set in floodwaters. These vehicles are very dangerous, and you must avoid these vehicles at all costs. This report also shows the vehicle has never had any fire, undisclosed hail damage. And here's a real important checkbox, as you see right here: no undisclosed lien. This shows there's no lien on this specific vehicle. And you can see this vehicle was never used as a test vehicle. It has never been junked or crushed. It has never been returned on warranty. It was not part of the cash for clunkers. Remember cash for clunkers? That is great for new car dealers, but it was very detrimental to used car dealers as it nearly eliminated the used market for vehicles for about 2 years. Back at the top right, you can see this has never been classified as an antique. It was never used as a logging vehicle. That's important to know. Thank goodness this motorcycle was never used as a logging vehicle. It's not a form of rental. Some dealers never buy rental vehicles because in some cases they do tend to have been driven extremely hard. Shows it was never involved in a collision. It's never been rebuilt. And here's another important check. This vehicle has never been reissued a vehicle identification number. It's never reissued a VIN, which happens sometimes after a vehicle has been involved in a VIN scheme, as we discussed just a little bit earlier. As you go down, it shows this vehicle was never stolen, nor was it used as a police vehicle. It was not used as a taxi. And finally, this vehicle was never used as a street rod. So all these green checks that you see on this specific vehicle can protect you when you are taking a trade or purchasing a vehicle, and can also add value to the vehicle when you're reselling it. You can just produce the report to the buying customer, and it can be a great incentive for the customer to pay an increased price because of this page. I want you to be aware as well is the National Motor Vehicle Title Information penalties. The penalties for not complying with the National Motor Vehicle Title Information System law is based upon the business's gross profits. So the more profitable your business is, the higher the penalties are for non-compliance. Another factor is the number of vehicles involved and your willingness to comply. Other factors may include the length of time the automobiles have gone unreported, whether non-reporting was due to negligent or intentional actions, and whether the business was forthcoming in responding to the Department of Justice request for information. Whether automobiles were used in the commission of a crime or resulted in a purchaser's being defrauded or injured. And remember, you can view the National Motor Vehicle Title Information System at vehiclehistory.gov.